Good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas. Let's start off with a moment of reflection and appreciation for this wonderful place, Holden Beach. Let's all of us enjoy. So just take a moment of silence, please. Okay, we'll officially call the meeting to order and welcome all of you on this wonderful wintry day. And let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag to my right. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For those of you that might not be aware, that corner of the room, the rear, has documents that we will be using tonight for the agenda and supporting documents. If you'd like, help yourself. And if you cannot hear, if you raise your hand, I'll try to get myself or others to speak louder so that everyone in the room can understand what's going on. We're going to turn our attention to number 4 on the agenda, and that is a consideration of approving the agenda. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
could we remove item number 25, please?
Remove item number 25. That's the one you just told me about?
Yes, sir. That's the audit contract
All right.
extension.
Would you like to amend your motion to approve
I'd
as amended?
like to make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Number 5, Madam Clerk.
Part 6, Rule 13E of the 2024 Rules of Procedure requires members to disclose any potential conflict of interest. Please state if you have any potential conflict. Mayor Holden? Mayor Pro Tem Meyer?
No conflicts?
Commissioner Smith?
No, ma'am.
Commissioner Thomas?
No.
Commissioner Dyer?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, we will number 6, consideration of approving the minutes of November the 18th. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passed unanimously. Number 7 is public comment on agenda items only, and we have one person sign up, Mr. Jim Bauer. You have the floor, sir. If you come speak to the microphone, tell us your name and where you live and which item you want to speak to.
Jim Bauer, 329 Ocean Boulevard West. I'm addressing item 22 on the resolution certifying declaring the results of a special bond referendum on the pier. A couple of facts and a couple of truths. As we pass the torch from one August body into the next, the facts don't change and the truths don't change. Facts. The pier is unrepairable. Everybody that we've had here has said the pier is unrepairable. 2, the people have spoken. Everybody that the majority of the people that voted for the pier said we don't want to put any money into the pier, and the straw poll on the referendum illustrates that quite clearly. Truths: nothing is getting cheaper as we go forward. Everybody's feeling the pinch of inflation. Inflation hits everything, and everything is hit by inflation. Brunswick is. Truth 2, Brunswick County is exploding. That's another truth, which means that the contractors that we have are going to be more and more strained and more harder pressed to fulfill contracts, which means their prices are going to go up, and we're not getting enough contracts in here. As I've said before, this August body before, yesterday's brown puddle in the middle of the street is tomorrow's hazmat incident. It's good. Everything, and to that, everything is going to get more expensive as the cost of everything goes up. So disposal is going to go up. Getting rid of things are going to go up. New regulations are going to come in, which are going to make things much more expensive. And then to that end, I would say, since we now know that the pier is not repairable, we should act swiftly to tear the pier down. Thank you. Have a great day. And Merry Christmas to all.
Thanks, sir. We on number 8. Town Manager Chadwick.
Come back up here. In reality, the Board of Commissioners is a living body with new body parts being changed. That's why each one of you is so unique in its actions, but the body should always be focused on the future and moving forward. I haven't had long to work with this specific version of the body, but I can say it's been interesting. We want to thank you for your service as an elected body. Despite what side of the issues you're on, the commitment you have given is to be commended. You have taken time from your family, friends, and jobs, and because of that, we want to recognize you. So, if we could, it's picture time. Whether you're,
If you don't mind, I'd love to get a picture of you guys.
if we could have everybody stand up, right, or are they gonna stay right there?
I think it's up to you. I'd rather you here, but if you want to.
Everybody?
We do the flag every 2 years. Every
Okay.
time we switch that word, we've got them going back all the way to the original board.
We want to hold it. Hey, look, that was easy, wasn't it?
Okay.
Go, you might as well go back.
Oh, this,
Go back.
Well, you don't have to leave yet. We're just gonna get.
already leaving.
All right, Mr. Smith. In honor of your faithful and dedicated service to the town of Holden Beach, 2021 to 2025, we appreciate your service, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Wish you well, and thank you for all you've done.
You get one that should be. I wouldn't take the speech from you.
Next.
Okay, we did number 8 and number 9, Board of Commissioners comment. Mr. Parpus was not here. We do have him a plaque over here.
Well, I tell you, it's just a day can't say we're looking forward to, but it's a day that I'm happy the way the election turned out, and I feel like we're gonna continue to move forward. But looking back at my time here, I can't help but think of the past 6 years. The first 2 years, I replaced Woody Tyner. His health had failed, and he had moved away, and I got to know how this board of commissioners worked. I got to work with Gerald Brown, Brian Murdoch, Pat Kwiatkowski, and Mike, and we all worked together for the good of Holden Beach. And even after Doc Dyer and Judge Gerald Arnold joined the board, we continued to move forward or in a positive direction. I was elected to serve 4 more years, and the first 2 of those were productive as the first 2 were. Every time I walked out of the Board of Commissioners meeting, I walked through those doors, and I really felt like I had done the right thing for Holden Beach. I was proud to be a commissioner and proud of the things that we were doing to move Holden Beach forward. Now, the last 2 years have been rather difficult. We got some new commissioners, and they came in with an agenda. They campaigned on the town being out of money and the budget being out of control. Neither one was true. Our other prospective citizens running at that time went to some meetings. And these guys, during their meetings, they said they had a plan that they were gonna put in place if they got elected. They're gonna fire the town manager, stop the pier project, stop Block Q, try to get out of the grant at the pier, and sell the property at 7096. Well, they got all that done, except for the pier grant, thank goodness. They fired the engineers we had that could have easily repaired the pier, and it is still repairable, no matter what some people think. And they actually went out and talked to some, and found one that they wanted, that they knew could give them the answers that they wanted. And they had helped them develop a price for a pier that was outrageous. And the bank put out a bond that, heck, nobody wants to pay $7.3 million. I mean, I voted for it because I knew that wasn't gonna be, it wasn't gonna be the final design. But we could have had it repaired for now that the pier building's gone, for probably just a little over $1 million. Engineers, again, an engineer, I worked with them all my career, and it's like asking an engineer to hand them a mousetrap that costs about $3 and say, make a better mousetrap. Well, they can probably spend a year and probably $100,000, and they're going to come back with some monstrosity that all it'll do is catch a mouse. So that's what happened in the pier program. They over-engineered it to the point that it made it impossible for us to even think about using their stuff or their pricing to rebuild the pier. Wasted money. They spent $150 trying to block the pier project originally with the LGC. The first engineers we spent $198,620 with. Their hand-picked engineer, we spent $163,788, and $250,000 more to replace our town manager. Oh boy, they have saved us a ton of money. And finally, their last little dirty deal was to move $4 million into the sand fund. I agree, we need to put money into the sand fund, but we do it at the end of the year when we see what's left after what we budgeted, and the old crap has come along that we might need that money for. But they wanted to pretty much hog tie the new commissioners where they wouldn't have any money to spend on any project that they might want. But thank goodness, some really intelligent voters at Holden Beach had enough of this stuff, and especially after Finley and Thomas tried to have me removed from the Board of Commissioners, it backfired on them. Because after they saw how dastardly I was treated, and my wife, and how Mr. Finley was quite feeble when he was trying to prove his point with the Board of Elections, I really didn't mind them going after me, but they should have never gone after my wife. I'm about to. Enough of the bad. Let's go back to the good. We have the best staff in North Carolina. There's no way. I've listened to auditors that have come in before, and they are amazed at what we get done with the people that we have, the few people we have working here at Holden Beach. We've got a great mayor. He spends countless hours doing things for Holden Beach that he never gets any credit for. He does great things in the community, and he also keeps us in the eyes of the state officials for things that we might need to make Holden Beach better. Our town manager, Brian, he's come on board, and that's something else I'm going to really miss is being able to work with him, because he seems to be a really good guy. He's all about helping us make Holden Beach better too. Our town clerk, she's second to none, and she keeps us in line. I mean, she does it so gracefully. It's wonderful how she helps us out. And Christy, good gracious, she truly loves Holden Beach. She works even when there are personal medical issues, family issues, when most people wouldn't have showed up. She was here all the time. That's one tough lady. Our finance manager, Daniel, I got to meet him. He came on board in we kind of threw him to the fire, but he has persevered and shown all of us that he's up to the task. Had a little girl since then, so his family's going, but it was good to work with Daniel. He's kept us up to speed. Our inspection department, Tim kept telling us he just needed some help. And now that he's got a staff of some really smart people, I think our inspection department has moved into a direction that makes it easier for everybody to work with. I even got a little bit of work done. Our public works department, beach. Now, Chris Clemens and Scott, they were the dynamic duo on our beach for years. Beach has come in here and he is got a great group of guys. He's got Mark, Shane, Coy, Bryce, Archie, and Gage. Those guys keep us living here. Without them, we'd have to go. The sewer quits, we got to go. Electricity quits, we got to go. So they do an excellent job of putting up decorations, taking them down, keeping our streets clean. You couldn't ask for a better guy. I've known his daddy a long time, and to come in and do the job that he's done for us. Our police department, gracious alive, Chief Dixon. We've got one of the best police chiefs in the state of North Carolina. I mean, he is the most educated chief around. He could go anywhere he wants to, but his dedication and love for Holden Beach is why he stays here. And we got Lieutenant Dilworth that is been here as long as I can remember, and is again like a cornerstone of this. Adam is a great officer. He's come to my aid more than once. We've got Brandon, Elise, Jessica, John, Chris, Austin. I mean, we finally got a full complement of policemen that we're not wearing them out, double shifting and doing all the stuff that they have to do to keep us safe. I believe everybody here feels safe at Holden Beach. The good people of Holden Beach, which there's a lot of them, I'm looking at them out here tonight, that have supported me and come console me when I was getting beat up every week there for a while. It was really nice to know that I had so many good people that really thought the job I was doing was right. So it made my time as a commissioner really a pleasure. I want all y'all to have a great Merry Christmas, and I'm really looking forward to a super 2026. And thank you all for allowing me to serve you.
All right, Judge Arnold.
On that marriage moment that's coming up, the whole Bible. Let me just say something. I used to tell judges, don't ever cackle over this. Don't say things you don't have to say. An oath of office goes back as far as Magna Carta in the 1200s and even earlier. It's a happy time, but it's also a very solemn occasion. Think about it. You're giving your most sacred word. So it's a very special time. So, Mr. Mayor, if you will assume the position, left hand on the Bible, right hand. You, J. Allen Holden, solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional authorities and laws which may be established for the government thereof, that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution and the laws of this state, so long as they are not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, all to the best of your knowledge and ability, and that you will faithfully discharge your duties in your office as mayor of the town of Holden Beach. So help you God.
I do. Thank you very much. And thank all of you.
you to assume the position of left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly faith, solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional authorities which are or which may be established for the government thereof, that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of this state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, all to the best of your knowledge and abilities, and that you will faithfully discharge your duties as a commissioner for the town of Holden Beach, so help you God.
I will, to the best of my ability.
Steve, assume your position, left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand. Do you keep solemnly and sincerely swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, and that you will be faithful, bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional authorities which are or which may be established for the government thereof, that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of this state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, all to the best of your knowledge and ability. And further, that you will faithfully discharge your duties as commissioner for the town of Holden Beach. So help you God. I will.
Clerk, are we ready to move forward?
Yes.
Okay, I believe we're on number 12 of the agenda, election of Mayor Pro Tem.
Per section 30.05, the mayor pro tem, the board shall elect one of its members, the mayor pro tem. The normal term is 1 year, starting with this meeting. If you would like to elect by ballot, you guys could do that, or you could do it out loud. It's whatever the board's desire is. If you want to do it by ballot, please make sure you sign it for me. Excuse me.
You know, which way you want to do it?
Open?
Open? Everybody in agreement with that?
Sure.
Okay. Floor's open for nomination.
I nominate Sylvia. She got the most votes the last election.
I'll second.
Any more nominations?
I'd like to nominate Paige Dyer for her tenure and her service to date.
Second.
Okay. Okay, we have two nominations, and Madam Clerk, you still running? You want me to?
It's completely up to you. If you want to take the two nominations and do it on the ballot, I could tally them up, or if you prefer to vote out loud, we can do it that way.
Oh, can I withdraw? Because I would prefer not to be considered.
Absolutely.
I would prefer not to be considered.
Okay.
So you just, if it works for the board, Commissioner Dyer.
Okay. All right. So that'd be by acclamation. Everybody understand and agree?
We don't get to say aye. It'd be
Not
much,
if I do it by acclamation.
I'll miss my first aye.
If you would like to have the ayes heard, you can certainly do that.
I don't
All in
wanna miss
favor of
an
the
aye.
motion- All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Dr. Dye, you are Mayor Pro Tem. All righty. Number 13, my first observation is I don't understand why 13 is before uh, 16, but we didn't change the agenda.
Can I make a motion to change the agenda?
I can tell you
I
why it's before if you would like, it's per the rules of procedure that you have in place now. It says
Yeah.
you do it directly after the mayor pro tem, so that's why I put it there. But
Okay.
yes, yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Can I propose that we wait on election until we go over the rules of proceeding?
okay. and I
Because a
think-
couple of the rules of proceeding will exclude a executive secretary.
Well, that's what Mr. Smith was alluding to, so I'm gonna take that as a motion from Mr. Smith and a second from Mayor
Sure.
Pro Tem. And,
Mr. Mayor, I can clarify. I'd like to move to 15A if possible, which 15 is the rules of procedure. Is that okay?
say that again.
So the motion is to move it to item 15A, to revise the
Yes.
agenda to 15A.
All right, clarifying the motion, you agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any discussion on that? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay, we're moving 13 to be 15A. All right. So now we go to number 14 on the agenda as presented originally, and that,
Sorry. Ready for me?
yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Okay, the calendar that's in your guys' packet, it's the 2026 proposed calendar, and all the dates reflect the third Tuesday of the month, same time at 5 o'clock.
I make a motion to approve the schedule.
Motion to approve as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. It's unanimous. We're going to turn the page to number 15. Madam Clerk.
The board is required to adopt rules of procedure. I presented a couple of versions for you guys in your packet. The attachment number 1 was the current version that we're using now. The previous version that the last board used is attachment number 2, and then I also provided the standard school of government one, which is attachment number 3. So the board may adopt any version of these rules, or you can come up with your own. You could use one of these and make changes. It's whatever the board desires.
Is there a motion of any kind?
I'd like to make a motion to utilize attachment 2.
Is there a second? Is there a second? Okay, motion dies for lack of a second. Is there another motion?
So I don't want to make a motion per se. I just like to make a suggestion that we take the current version and mark it up for the next meeting so that we can all see what and discuss line by line what changes people would like to see in it.
But we,
We're just discussing. So
Okay.
you can.
I think I want to make a motion that's incomparable, that complements what you just said. So I'd like to make a motion that we look at the current version, but we make changes tonight, suggest changes tonight, and then implement them in January.
Well,
That doesn't give us time.
yeah, I mean, we're just, it would be better if we could have an opportunity to see what changes you want to make so that we could have a discussion about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, are we discussing? We don't have a second, do we?
Well, we don't have a motion. Yeah, you made the motion.
I was
but
trying to get a motion on the floor so you could discuss.
Yeah.
But
I was just trying to discuss possible ways to move forward. I'd like to see what changes you have so I have an opportunity to absorb that and then, have comments on them before we do it in this kind of meeting, and that way we can move more efficiently in January. So I would like to bring your changes back in January and they adopt them in January, if that is suitable.
Question, because
you have the floor, Tom.
thanks. I mean, the item says discussion and possible direction, so I guess I didn't interpret us as taking a motion and approval of any kind, but I agree
it'd be good to see changes to this, proposed changes. I know the one we've got is extensive and everything's in there for a reason because it's an accumulation of years of things that needed to be addressed that got addressed. So there's definitely opportunity here to improve it, but I would just as soon start with a marked up version of where we want to go. Take what we've got, mark up changes, and then discuss those proposed changes.
If we're going to continue discussion, basically what I'd like to do, we're currently operating under these prior, at the start of this meeting. There's a couple of things that I'd like to change to see if we could change tonight, nothing major. There's one or two things that I would like to propose that we change that will probably take more time than just tonight, but I would prefer to do it in public and not necessarily for us just to communicate in private.
I'm not suggesting private. I'm saying you give us your marked up version. We have an opportunity to review it and then
Yeah.
discuss it in the January meeting. That's all I'm saying.
How would,
I mean, when we brought our copy in, everyone was complaining we only had 3 days they only had 3 days to
Yeah.
look at what we were suggesting as changes. And now you're saying that you want to do it immediately and we don't even know what changes you want.
well,
So that doesn't seem like you're giving us any opportunity to review what changes you want and then discuss in public in January.
I can understand. I think if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I think last time the opposition was that there was 24 pages of changes, and I'm suggesting it was 24 pages long.
Yeah, but it wasn't, we didn't change every single thing. We only
So
changed a few things.
what I'm proposing is that we discuss this and get an idea of where we're heading. If we want to see specifics, we can do that. There's only a few things that I think would be key to tonight. Number one, if I'm allowed to continue speaking, I would like to revisit as a board the power of the mayor to be a part of quorum, which I think that's going to take more work than just tonight. I think that's an ordinance issue. His ability to vote, his ability to lead the meeting, his ability to have a say in how the agenda is put together. So that's probably one of the key things. And then the second thing is that I think the rule that has where you have 2 board members having to bring something to the agenda, the problem that I see with that is we are 5 people among 900 people approximately that vote. And so if someone has to get a hold of 2 or more commissioners at the last minute, I think that puts an undue burden on a citizen where they can just come to one person and we can put it on the agenda. Now, if it doesn't have support, then we can always change the agenda once we get in here. If either we didn't have enough information or somebody doesn't want it on the agenda and we get enough votes to remove it from the agenda, I think that's fine. That's more of a public operation than requiring 2 commissioners to get together and formulate opinions before it even comes to the board for review. So there's just some of the few things that overall, I like the complexity of the rules of procedure, but I just think it needs a little bit of tweaking.
Can I speak?
Yes, ma'am.
So those issues that you just addressed are actually in the second attachment. So I felt like if we adopted the second attachment, and then if there were any other things we wanted to add or change to it, then that would give us a chance to look at this second attachment and bring it to the January meeting. So the thing with the commissioners, 2 commissioners, the executive secretary, and the mayor's power are actually addressed in that attachment too.
Okay.
So if we accepted that second version and then brought that gives a chance to review it, the public to review it, because we had 3 different options, so nobody was sure which one we would go with. So if we accept one of them and then make changes in January, I think that would be clearer.
Would that be more acceptable to you?
No.
No,
Since you've had the same amount of time to look at it, all of us?
I haven't had any time to look at whatever changes you're proposing, and I'm saying.
No, if we don't do the changes.
No, because there's some things that I think are critical in the current version, which is the cover sheet. There's another thing in there, and I'm just going off the top of my head. There's another thing in there that says when you're doing an executive session, you're not allowed to call in because you have no control over what the person in their home is recording or who's there with them. I mean, there's a lot of nuances to the current version that I think are critical that we want to keep in there. As far as what the quorum is, that's directly from the charter or the ordinance, whatever you want to call it. So we didn't make that up. That's been the ordinance since 2007. So if you're going to change the ordinance, that's a whole nother deal. As far as the executive secretary, that's something that can easily wait until January to discuss. I don't think it's fair for you to come in here and want to make all these changes without even giving us any time to process them, especially since you were the one that criticized us for giving 3 days the last time for changes.
Yet you still did it.
And we gave you 3 days. If you want to give me 3 days, then let's have a special meeting in 3 days and we can discuss it in public after I've reviewed it.
I'd like to make a motion again
You have the floor, ma'am.
to accept attachment 2 and proceed with that, and then any changes we can bring to the next meeting.
I second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any more discussion?
Is that the same motion that was made before?
Yeah, can you make the same motion twice?
You can if you don't have a second on it the first time.
It was a different motion though, because she added the second part onto it, the
Thank you
changes part.
for clarifying.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am, you have the floor.
I think also on that we would have to note, Heather, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the rule 2, on the quorum, on that attachment 2, it states the statute requirement. So do we need to state what it is currently, since it's not, we're
Yeah,
not doing what the statute says?
yeah, if we adopt attachment number 2, if you guys could just change the quorum to match our
Right.
code of ordinances, that would be the best way
Okay,
to go
so
with that.
given that understanding, okay.
So wait, are you saying you're gonna do
And-
attachment 2 with changes?
Well, it states under attachment 2 where it outlines quorum, it's got the definition there of what the general statute says constitutes a quorum, which is not what our quorum states. So I'm saying that we're gonna adopt
It's a
attachment 2, we need to put in there what our current quorum is until we can change that with an ordinance.
Yes, sir.
So I have not had a chance to go through attachment 2 in detail, but it seems it eliminates the cover sheet on the agenda topics.
You sent us an email with the AI version of the comparison of all 3 of them.
Yes, I did.
So you didn't go through?
I went through that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, but you just said you didn't have a chance to go through attachment 2.
I did not read everything that's in here. I looked at the AI summary. The cover sheet is out, the conflict of interest is out. There's some things that are out that I think were good additions that should stay in there, that we should keep.
Mayor. So, the AI review, Tom,
Yes.
I didn't get a copy of that. Well, let me just ask this. What did it say?
It went to your Hotmail.
I don't have it with me, but
I didn't bring it either.
it summarized the 3 versions here and
Mhm.
summarized the differences.
What were the, do you remember were there anything?
Those were the
either-
ones that struck me, was the conflict of interest, the agenda topic cover sheet, the quorum also, which is in conflicts with what we've had. Those were the big ones. There was 3
So
full pages
You
of
can
stuff.
bring those to the January meeting,
I-
but we need to accept.
Can we, Ms. Clerk, can we take her motion and some of the concerns that they have? I don't think they're issues that we should fight over. I think they're good things. Is there a way we can leave the cover sheet into attachment 2, or does that just get too confusing?
The board could, we could spend as much time as you would like on it. So, if there's one of the versions, if you want to take attachment 2 and give me 3 proposed changes to it, that's absolutely fine if that's how the board wants to move forward. That's not a problem for me to do that. So if you wanted to keep the conflict of interest and keep the cover sheet, I would just go and add that. It's completely how the board wants
Yeah.
to move forward.
Or
Or
we
if
could
the
take the
board-
current version and make changes to it.
Right, you guys could do it however, yeah, right, that the motion to the attachment two, but yes, you guys could take whichever version and make changes to it. They're also your rules, so you can just adopt attachment two, fix the quorum right now, and come back in January and change them. Then you could change them again in February. It's your guys' rules. You could change them however you choose to.
Well, I think Tom's concern and your concern as well is that we're losing the cover sheet.
Right.
I don't have a problem with the cover sheet. Does anybody have?
I mean, if you do attachment number two, you're putting the agenda back in the hands of the manager and the clerk, and I don't think either of us would want to get rid of
No.
the cover sheet, honestly. I don't,
Do we have to
Am I-
explicitly say that we want the cover sheet, or
No, I
you
mean,
just
that would-
include it in?
no, I mean, we
Okay.
work for you guys, so if the
Mhm,
board.
okay.
So what if we started with the current version and made the changes that you have problems with?
We just tried that.
I know, but that's the way I would like to proceed. But I don't necessarily, I mean, if you have like things that are, extreme things that immediately need to be done, like I know you don't like the executive secretary, if that's the one thing you want to take out, then I'd be more comfortable doing that than starting with a whole different version that doesn't have a lot of the stuff that we haven't been able to analyze what's, the difference.
The attachment two is the same, procedures that we were using up to 2 years ago.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of other nuanced things that we added into our version that I think are enhancements and improvements. There may be some things that you want to take back out, like the executive secretary, which I understand, but I don't think we should throw out the baby with the bathwater because there's one or two things that you take exception to.
I think there's more I take exception to in the current version than I do in attachment two.
But then you're missing all the other improvements that we made.
Your opinion on improvements.
But we can add those back in January, the ones that we want to add back, right? I mean, if we go with two, we can add those back in, the ones from the current version, if there's ones in there we want to add back in. I mean, there are some things in attachment one, which is the current version, that I do think are better than what was in the former version. So I think we could add some stuff back, but I think we need to. in my
Well,
opinion,
what
we
is
need
the
to do
hurry
something.
that we need to immediately start with an old version instead of taking the current version and updating it?
What's the motion on the floor?
To accept the attachment number two and proceed with that, any changes can be made at the next meeting.
Call to vote.
Ooh. Thought we got Hammond for that pretty bad call to vote.
Pardon me,
Hmm.
Ms. Thomas, what did you think?
Microphone's right there if you want to talk into it. It's a public meeting.
I'm not looking at your phone. I said, I thought we got called out pretty heavily for that, for calling the vote in previous meetings. That was one of the complaints they had of the three.
That's a good example of the problem that we have.
Call to vote still
Here we go.
stands.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no.
No,
Can I make a,
3-2. Make note of that,
Comment?
reporter.
no, okay.
All right, we're going to the next item on the agenda.
We don't need to do 59.
All right, 15A is now a non-item. We are number 16, Chief Dixon.
Good evening, sir.
Ready for Santa Claus?
I am. Yes.
Getting there? Okay. So you'll excuse my voice tonight, fighting a little bit of a head cold, but it's that time of year it's going around. So there's not a whole lot going on in the police report this month, which is a good thing. We're into December and one of my favorite times of the year, enjoying the weather and all the festivities and all that good stuff. If you have any questions on the numbers, I know there's a couple of new commissioners sitting on the board tonight. If you have any questions on the report or how it looks, I'll be glad to go over that. If not, I won't tie up a bunch of your time on it. And as you flip through it, if you get to the back, you will see a picture that I want to talk about a little bit.
Are we full staff now?
We are full staff now. That is correct.
Good job,
So,
Jeremy.
Yes, yes, we are very fortunate in a very good place right now. I'm a happy chief. So,
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
That was a lot of hard work.
Yes, yes, it is.
And I want to thank all of the officers that suffered through while you did that. They did a fabulous job.
That they did. That they did. If there's no questions on the numbers or nuances as you flip through those pages there, the back picture, and I don't know how many from the public, if you actually got the police report in the back, but you'll see a fancy little picture there. It's not very clear. Sergeant Milligan standing in the back. If you could walk up front here, I'm going to brag on him a little bit. One of my favorite things to do, not talk about me, but talk about how great our officers are. Adam's been with us a long time now, and 2004.
I think March of 2003.
Three. So long, but been with us. He's a great officer, great sergeant, and he's constantly going to training, trying to improve himself, do better for the department, do better for himself, do better for the community. And recently, this picture was taken in Raleigh. He went to Raleigh. The North Carolina Criminal Justice Education and Training Standards Commission is who holds all of our certifications. The highest level of certification that they give to an officer in North Carolina is the Advanced Law Enforcement Certification. And Sergeant Milligan was presented with his Advanced Law Enforcement Certification at the end of November last year, just after Thanksgiving. So very proud of him. That's a great accomplishment. We're glad to have him. Thank you. Keep up the great work. So, and that's what I've got for the police report. And I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Evans?
How's everybody doing?
Lovely.
Beat you.
How about yourself?
Doing
I see
great.
smiling face. I've been giving reports at meetings for a very, very long time. And the chief just taught me something. If you add a picture.
What are you learning?
But
We
anyway.
like pictures.
Whew. Oh. Active new permits, we have 30. Other active permits, there's 520. That's what we're working in the door. Permits issued over 30,077. Permits issued over 100,006. And we have 3 substantial improvements. And I don't think I talk about that enough. But substantial improvements help us with our CRS rating. It helps us with our community. It helps make it more resilient. And at the same time, it's basically a brand new house. So sometimes they can be a little more difficult than a regular structure. Permits that are waiting to be picked up is 28. Our total permits are 578. Now, in review, we have 11. We've issued 4 CAMA permits. There are some exemptions now by statute that weren't in place years ago. So the CAMA permits, we don't issue as many because they're exempt by statute. Zoning issued, there's 9. Notice of violations, we had 1, but we do have a whole bunch of ongoing violations that we monitor. Delineations, that's 5. That's how many places we've marked either for houses or for bulkheads or that kind of stuff. CAMA site inspections is 8. Permits that we've issued this month is 66. We've collected $675 in reinspection fees. Permit service for inspections from 11/1 to 11/30 were 96, and total inspections made were 149. So, on top of that, and the projects we have going, we're a very busy department. That I can attest to.
Any questions from commission?
I like one question. So on your active new home permits, can we go back in the monthly reports and just add those together? And that would give us our new homes, say, since the beginning of 2025? Is that a
You mean
running total?
you want a total of how many we've done in a month? Yeah, we can add that in.
No, I'm just,
You're talking about a total sum of what's been done up to that. Up to
A running total.
A running total.
yeah. Because
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah, because I think Tom had a question last month that kind of piqued my interest. He said, well, if we're building all these houses, then how come our taxes are not going up, our income? And I didn't never get an idea of whether that was a year-to-date number or if they
Well,
kind of crossed over.
The number, if, what you really want is the value of the construction, not the number you're asking. The value of the construction is what goes up. The lot prices
Mhm.
are set, paying taxes on the land, but how we're improving the land would show up in the value of construction. And those get sent to the county. So
Okay.
if there's, I mean, I'm not sure if you're saying, how come it's not going up, the ad valorem tax, part that we tax is not going up. You know, we send these to the county.
It's a year delay in getting those.
Yeah,
Right.
dollars.
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is that what you're asking for, what you really want is the value of construction, if you want to know how much we're increasing the tax base.
Is it a lot more work for you to add the year-to-date?
I don't know, we'll have to go in and look and see if we can set we can make as many reports as we like if we're smart enough. Okay, so it may be possible for us to go in and build a report that'll give you that value.
If it's
I've often wondered why nobody wants.
if it's easy,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go
Well,
reprogram
if you'll
anything.
give me time, I'll let you know if it's easy.
Okay.
Okay. We'll
Any
figure
more
it out.
questions from the commission? All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Mr. Benton? No, money man. We can't have money man. Nothing was raining.
I have a picture there.
He said he's got a
Oh, you got graph?
My whole report's picture.
That's right.
Picture pages.
Then you should be done.
So the fiscal year 25 audit report was submitted to the LGC on December 11th, and that's why that item was removed from the agenda.
Oh, so we got it. Okay.
The report is the same as the draft, but we'll be getting the final copy just without the word draft through them in the coming weeks. On to the finance report. For the general fund, everyone's paying taxes faster than they were last year. That's good. And for water and sewer fund, looking back at October, it looks like we collected a lot more revenue, but that was from the sale of 796. Other than that, the revenues are tracking higher than the prior year due to the rate increase. So that's doing what it was meant to do. And then B part is also very comparable to last year. The huge increase in expenses for November, that's just from the fund transfer. And if y'all would like, I can just take that out so it's more comparable to last year. But I mean,
Yeah.
it'll make it easier to
Makes sense.
see. Yeah. So going forward, I can take that out. Any questions?
Commissioners, have any questions?
One of the, I do, sir. One of the things that I hear a lot is that the town budget is so complicated. And it's hard for just general public just to kind of glance at something, a one pager. And I think we've talked about that. How many accounts do you have?
That's like 28 pages of
28 pages.
of accounts, yeah.
And there's multiple counts on each of those pages.
Oh, yeah, there's probably 50 or so.
50 or so easily 1,000. So if we were to do a one pager for each account, you're looking at 10,000 pages. So you've got it down to 18 pages. The monthly that you put on
That's posted to the website.
that's posted to the website every month.
18 or 24 pages, something like that.
Right, about 18 pages. So basically you've condensed the budget down to 18 pages and you update that every month. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Any more questions? Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you, Dan. Mr. Benton?
How y'all? Been relatively slow. We've just been pretty much grinding, painting fire hydrants, running calls, The water reread number's not on there because we literally did it. It started raining when the agenda was due. We did after that, but it is down about 30-some meters than what it was last month. And we are continuing to repair those meters. And, we're trying to get that number on down. I'll have it for you next month. Obviously, we've already run our whole call volume of last month in the last 2 days, just from busted water pipes. So you'll see that dramatically increase next month. Other than that, we did put up some Christmas decorations and just trying to prepare.
Thank you.
Any more questions of Mr. Benton? Give your father our best wishes. I know he just had an operation.
I'd just like to say that I got a tour of the sewer lift stations on Friday afternoon. I know more than I ever wanted to know when I'm doing. I was afraid they were gonna leave me down there.
All right, town manager's report.
Y'all got a reprieve today because my notes that I had, I left them up in my office. I don't have as much red on today. Just a few updates. You have seen it. And the work has been completed. Greensboro Lift Station. The Ocean Boulevard, the stormwater, the staff met with the Corps for an initial meeting, and we're working with them on next steps and to finalize the timeline. I'm just sort of going down the ones that really have some other information. The Lockwood Folly bin opener project, staff met with the Corps. They have received all funding, and the current timeline has the Corps beginning the project around the end of March 26. So, now, they always put the stipulations, and they never know what scheduling is going to do and things like that. So, but that was the latest that they had. Canal dredging, Harbor Acres camera permit has been renewed. And then for employee updates, Riley Gleason obtained her public notary. Gage Garcia was hired as a public works technician, and John Trudeau rejoined the police department full-time. And Adam, congratulations, Adam. Excellent work. And let's see, upcoming town events. Get your shag on, come on out. Starting in January, because Christian's still signing up right now, right? And I think there are some that need partners. Is that?
Parks, and so we've had some singles inquire, and so if you're interested in being a partner with someone, you let me know that.
Good to know. Any other questions or any questions? I'm gonna try to expedite it because I have some other notes, but I need y'all to understand. Next month, I'm gonna be making some recommendations to move things. One is moving the manager's report, all these different things, and to different areas in the agenda. And so I'll have that more formalized on the next go. So y'all.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Number 21. Ms. Fennel?
Resolution 2509 is the official signatories for the town's truest accounts. It's currently the mayor pro tem, and staff. This would just be updating the mayor pro tem to Commissioner Dyer.
Need a motion on that?
Yes, sir.
Love to hear a motion, commissioners. Anybody?
Motion to accept resolution 25-09.
Looking for a second.
Second.
Discussion, anybody? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. It's unanimous. We're on number 22. Ms. Ferguson?
Good evening, everyone. The referendum process does not end when the polls close, and we have some housekeeping items that we're required to do here. So to formally, conclude the referendum process, you guys would need to adopt Resolution 2510. That's attachment 1. In your packet is also attachment 2, just to show what we're required to run in the paper, but you don't have to make that a part of your motion.
There a motion?
I move to approve resolution 25-10.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It's unanimous. Thank you, ma'am. Town manager. Number 23. Block Q.
All right, after speaking with each of you and with staff, we believe we have a plan to move forward for the stage area. Over the coming months, staff will analyze options for stage area, and we will come back to you with one, maybe be nice and have 2 options. At that point, we would then do design specs and do an RFP for contractor. All good?
We need a motion.
Need a motion.
Motion
Would
to,
like to have a motion.
motion to recommend board approve a path forward to complete the above mentioned project.
Second, anybody?
Second.
Discuss, anyone? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. It's passed unanimously.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, request for qualifications. This is the same RFQ, just some different dates. That it will be sent out for the design services for Block Q. Good to go. Any questions? Now, at this point, from this point forward, just to let you know, RFQs, we're probably going to already have those done and send them out from internally from staff. We just said that we were going to be bringing them back to you, so we follow through. So, everything good?
Yep. Ms. Ferguson. 24, playground.
Okay, guys, in your attachment to your packet, you had some pretty pictures here that were designed. 3 companies submitted proposals. After considering this in the committee meeting for the rec board over several different months, the one that was selected is the one that's marked Crab Choice, which is the first one in the packet that has the palm trees. This year's budget included phasing the equipment over 2 years, but what we have learned after going through this process is that it's probably going to be better both time-wise and financially to do this as one construction this fiscal year, which means you have a budget amendment in your packet to accomplish that. We would need to take funds from fund balance in order to do that if you wanted to do it all in this fiscal year. The quote that's attached is the price until the end of 2025. Then it would go up, and that price I would have to reach out again if you do not want to do that this evening. And then I guess the last thing that I would add is that I will go ahead and answer the question that may come. It is not the lowest bid. I did not put the other 2 bids in the packet because if you had additional questions or you were not going to move forward tonight, that could muddy the waters of the bid climate. But it is, the difference in that and the lowest bid is $45,236.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell us what is the total cost? I think I'm looking at 156 and plus 5. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
which gives it 161,572.
I thought we had 100 and what did we have in the budget for it this year?
80. There's over 100 in that line,
Yeah.
but that's for other things in the park
Got
as
it.
well.
Got it, okay.
You,
That
you
was my
have your
confusion.
water for your splash pad, you have your
Yeah,
bathroom
perfect.
cleanings, your porta johns.
Thank you for clarifying that, because I'm looking at it like, I thought we had 150 something in there. Now you're adding another 81. So, okay, perfect. Thank you for clarifying that.
Mm-hmm.
How long has the Parks and Rec Board been looking at this?
Oh, several months. I think we went back to, before the summer with initial discussions, and then we had some breaks during the budget time where we made the companies then come back. These are current quotes. So the number that you have is a current quote, but they've looked at it for several months.
If for some reason we did not approve this tonight, would you bring it back in next year's budget? The other half of this?
Yes, if you did not vote to move forward with the budget amendment, then we would move forward with the half that was in this year's budget, unless there's a reason the board didn't want to do that.
So it looks like we're going to do it either. The recommendation is to do it either way, whether we break it up in 1 and 2. And the advantage of doing it now is we don't have 2 mobilization charges. That's basically it.
Yeah, 2 installation and removal.
Plus the prices will go up.
The prices are going to go up, undetermined.
Because the price you have now is to the end of. Okay.
He would basically have to walk out of here and sign the quote because Christmas is coming up and we want to make sure we got this quote solidified.
Okay.
I make a motion, we recommend approval of the design and purchase of equipment and approval of the budget amendment.
Second.
Discussion.
I think the reason my support is if you're going to do it, if the board that spends the most time with this is going to recommend it again for next year, and we're going to incur the cost anyway, then if we can save money, let's do it by doing it now. That's my reason for supporting it.
And just to add, in case anybody has a question on timeline, the company did say that the major parts of the equipment are 6 weeks right now. As far as delivery, the shipwreck portion that you see is 8 weeks because it comes from a different contractor. And so his hope would be that everything would be in before Easter.
Nice, perfect. Good job.
I didn't
You mean
remember
point out
seeing
the
a
shipwreck
shipwreck.
to you? It's the other slide in the corner.
Glad I wasn't on that ship. If I may, Commissioners, I have 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In times of a storm, these palm trees that are shown in these pictures, do they easily get removed or?
The rec board asked that same question, and they are to wind strength that it should be tolerable as much as anything else we have out there that stands now. So
Okay.
they're not supposed to fly around on us.
All right, second question is the material that the kids are walking on. Can you tell us about that?
Our material won't change. We're not replacing the sand. That would be an additional cost. So we will have to, which we will absorb in the current budget that's not part of the budget amendment. We'll put more sand in to make sure that our sand attenuation is correct, but that shows mulch just because that's what he was showing in the pretty picture.
So what
We're not
looking
getting,
at's not what we're getting.
we're not getting mulch. Thank you for clarifying that question and asking it. We also don't have those mountains in the background. Oh, darn.
Christy got jokes tonight.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Now, any more discussion from anybody? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. It's unanimous. Thank you. We're on number 26.
Yeah,
Ben?
you,
Pretty much what it boils down to is the GFL is gonna go up on their current rates by 3% effective January 2026. On the page, it pretty much shows pretty much right now what it is. Current monthly charge now for second pickup is $11.48. It'll go up to $11.82. Recycling program is currently $6.57. it's gonna go up to 677, and then there's dumpster prices as well. And, I mean, you don't really have much of any other options.
This is for the additional pickup during the summertime, is that correct?
This is for,
This is
It-
for,
We did.
Yeah.
It's for the recycling and the additional.
Yeah,
the
the
second
recycling, sorry.
pickup and the recycling. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I have a question. Are we gonna be passing that cost on to the residents?
For the recycling?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, next month, we'll bring the recycling rate to you, and then we'll give it to them. The recycling rate actually consists of this 3% increase, and then they have another charge that they put in there, so it's kind of a guesstimate that we have to go on for the year, but we will be presenting that next month, what our recommendation is.
Okay, thank you.
The additional trash service, does that come out of B Park?
That's the second pickup, yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna,
You don't have to.
what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to accept?
Or new rates.
Need a second?
Second.
All right, discussion, anybody?
One, is the amount gonna change this budget year? Is there enough time left in it where it's gonna affect, where it have to do a budget amendment? I mean, I don't see it being that much.
For the 3%,
No, for the second pickup. The recycling is incurred by the owner, correct?
we figured that in there. It should have been figured in when they did the budget, because this is standard. We're actually, we renew it every 2 years,
Okay.
and the 3% has been standard for the past as long as I've been here.
Okay. That's all I have, man.
All right, anybody else? Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. It's unanimous. Mr. Benton, you still up?
Sir. So, Peakway Marina is trying to,
We're on number
Well-
27.
oh, well, sorry, what's, am I on the wrong one?
No, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
You're right.
All right, sorry.
Or I'm wrong.
Yes,
No, you're right.
Okay, 27, all right.
the water, the Peakway Marina is trying to come up with a water transfer plan to transfer 6 point, I think it's average, it says average of 6 million gallons of raw water per day from the Cape Street River for its own town's future drinking water needs. And our opposition to that is that it's gonna take away from our water in drought times. It's gonna take away from wildlife, take away from the Cape Fear River, because they have no intent of putting any of that water back into the Cape Fear River. They're just gonna be taking it. So I strongly oppose it. I've seen the water battles we've had in the summertime, and it's not great at
And-
all.
And they've already had their public comment times,
Yep.
of which when we just found out about this, and so, the county has taken action. They would at least like to extend the public comment time, so, and have something closer here, because everything has been up in the Raleigh area. And, so that's what part of this resolution is, because we don't know what the effects of it's gonna be. And it was pretty quick when we got this, and all of a sudden, within just a matter of literally like 1 week or 2 weeks, they were gonna have the public comment time. So we weren't even able to absorb everything, so.
And all of our partners are absolutely opposed to it.
Yeah.
So it's my understanding that the county or the water department has asked us to sign on basically each individual town that they supply water to.
Yes.
And can I ask a question? So my understanding basically is, just like Brunswick County, we have 2 watershed areas. Basically, we have Shallotte and we have Cape Fear River. And then we have the same agreement to move from one river basin to another river basin. The problem that we're having with them is that they're not willing to put any water back downstream. They just want to take water out
Exactly.
and move it to where it diverts it away from us.
Yeah.
If they would put it back in after they treated it, then we really wouldn't have an issue.
not as, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no issue because
Right,
I think any water you're taking away is taken away from our water.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I've seen the time July 4th where
Mhm.
I'm on the phone with them like, hey, are we gonna run out of water? And they're like, no, we shouldn't.
But if,
Shouldn't's a big word.
but if they put it back in, would that balance it out?
Well, I'm not gonna say, it would necessarily, it wouldn't hurt it quite as much because there
Right.
is something else. But, they're talking about when they do the transfer, it will be going over to the Neuse River.
Yep.
Right,
So, and so that's where all of this is coming into play.
Yeah.
Right.
And, so ultimately the cost would go up here because you talk about desalinization and that is not cheap. And so that's why the fresh water would be farther up there. So,
We have enough stuff getting done back
Mhm.
for our water. I think
Yeah.
we're good on all that.
Well, and the difference between our agreement or our moving of water from one watershed to another is there's nobody downstream from us.
No.
Right.
Whereas we're talking about upstream, it's gonna affect not
Mhm.
just us.
Yeah, everybody that draws out of their head of
Yeah.
us is taking away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
there are a lot of people or a lot of places that have expressed concern and are expressing concern. So,
Yeah, we just need a motion.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution 2511, opposing the Peace Wave Arena interbasin transfer and request for additional comment.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. In discussion. I would just like to remind everybody in the summertime when they tell you can't water your grass and all those kind of things, think how much worse it would be. So we've got a motion and a second, discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right, passes unanimously. All right, number 28, I believe. Public comment. You raise your hand and be recognized. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. It does not have to be on the agenda. Anybody want to say anything? Santa Claus is listening. Going once, going twice. We'll close the public comment. I'll turn the page. Mayor's comments. I've tried to be a good boy. Some people say I haven't always been a good boy, but I've tried, and I hope all of you have been good boys and girls, and we're going to have a good Christmas. And I think the staff and all participants in our Christmas events here through the holidays has been excellent. I've never heard anything but positive comments. I did hear one person say that a local town has the Christmas lights that are all marine oriented and beach oriented, and they thought it was lovely. And I said, where is it? And I went and looked at it, and it was. So maybe when we do Christmas lights, we might consider going to nautical stuff and beach oriented stuff. But anyway, thank everybody for being here tonight. Thanks to all of us for being good neighbors and having a wonderful place to live. And we're going to follow the chairs, not the persons tonight. So to my right, Tom, you have the floor.
Thanks everyone for coming and getting involved, and I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas.
You're next.
I would like to say that I would like to express my appreciation for everybody that voted for me. It's indeed an honor and my pleasure to serve the town of Holden Beach, and I will do everything I can to serve you well. But I would appreciate your input. I encourage you to come to the meetings. I want to hear from you. Text me, call me, whatever works for you. There's a lot of things that, as I was campaigning, that we want to focus on, and I'm anxious to get started and working together with everybody and moving forward in a positive manner. And as to lights, Mayor, I told Beef the other day that I gave him a picture of the water tower at Conway, South Carolina. I told him we're going to light that water tower right next year. He was like, oh no. But I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and hope that we get 2026 off on an excellent start.
Ms.
Thank you very
Thomas,
Just want to say thanks for coming and hope you have a safe and happy holiday.
Dr. Dyer,
I'd like to thank Rick Smith and Rick Parfus for their service on the Board of Commissioners, and very appreciative for their time served. I'd like to welcome Sylvia and Keith. Thank you for taking on this task. and we'll look forward to working and moving forward in 2026. I want to thank the staff for the holiday events, the tree lighting. I'm glad we had snow, but I really didn't want this cold weather. So it was a very nice feature though, but it was nice to see Santa and Mrs. Claus and the Grinch, and I think it was a well-attended event, and everybody was happy, and it was nice. Even though the rain dampened the next events, we didn't get to do the Santa. Is it Santa Saunter? Reindeer Saunter. But we did move inside, and we had a lot of great pictures with the dogs and Santa. So Santa was a good sport, and we had a lot of decorated dogs dressed up and everything like that. So I think it was a nice opening to the holiday, and I want to thank the staff for putting on those events. It's fun. Everybody have a very joyous holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you back in January 2026.
Mr. Smith?
Thank you, sir. I think I've got about 4 things here that I wanted to mention. The first thing I want to mention is I understand we're a public body, but I'm an individual person, and my relationship with Jesus Christ is probably the most important thing to me. And I'm not telling you you got to go to church, but I am not going to sit up here in a public office with a public platform and not acknowledge who I put my trust and faith in every day. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I want to thank the staff for the amount of time that you guys have spent with us this week. And I think we held maybe some records as long as we stayed on the first page. I don't know if Christy ever had 3 separate meetings with incoming members, but I appreciate her time. And so
that was.
it was my fault. But hey, I'm telling you, spending those few moments together will save you time for the next 4 years. Because you guys answered a lot of the questions that I had, and thank you for that. What I found through that was I'm new, but we have some of the best staff. They know what they're doing. I don't know why anybody, past, present, or future, would not trust our staff. Accountable, make them accountable. But we have being in the offices this week and kind of doing our tour and our training and our orientation, I think they call it. I've seen another side of professionalism, camaraderie, enjoyment, working with each other. It was truly good to see that. The one thing that I would like to do with my comments is kind of propose where my head is and where I'm going in the future. I am about transparency, and I don't think we should show up here and and I'm with you. I know there's a lot of changes that we wanted to make tonight through rules of procedures. And the reason I called to vote was because we were spending so much time going around in circles that we weren't going to solve it tonight. And so I thought that was the best move forward, not to limit debate or conversation on it, but that was the reason, because we were just going around in circles. The one thing I would like to see for us to do is, I know we talked about the schedule, but I'd like for us to look at doing work sessions where we maybe once a quarter we can sit in front of you guys and talk about everything that we're looking to pull up and bring up. That's one of the things I'd like to do. And I know there's probably some disappointed people that we're up to this point, we haven't heard anything about the pier tonight. And so I want to let you know I've not forgotten. But the facts, there are facts. Mr. Bauer's not here, but there are facts. Facts are we own the pier. We own the pier property. Those are facts. Facts are we have a grant that limited the use to that recreational property. So it's not necessarily we're going to debate facts anymore, because those have been exhausted for the last 2 years. But how do we move forward together? How do we make, and for those that are just going to be against a pier, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. But how do we be transparent, and how can we move forward in a financially, fiscally responsible way, protecting our past into our future? That's where we're looking to go. And so the facts remain the same, but how we do things is how I'm looking forward for us working together to get the things done, and to make Holden Beach, to continue to make Holden Beach one of the best places to live in our 9 miles of 2,100 miles of the East Coast. I'm finally done, Mayor.
Thanks for waking me up.
quit waking you up. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Okay. Number, 31. Town manager.
Yes, sir.
Can I read it? The motion?
You wanna read it for him? All right.
Closed session pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318-11E3, consult with the attorney.
Okay, does anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion, we go into closed session.
Second.
Motion made, second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.